All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on air now, right? Guys, listen. Hello, Mamela Jonga Leistre. Good morning, class. How are you? All right, so we're gonna take off now. Remember what we did yesterday? It's about research, right? Research. Yesterday we talked about the benefits of doing a research, right? Of knowing who your customers is, of knowing the market, of knowing the business environment as well, right? You need to know what is happening because, okay, you asking of the page right now? Amen. Yeah, maybe wants to see the page photos up. Okay, you go to page 48, right? 48. 48. Right. Yeah, starting from page, you got 40. Yeah, reasons for doing research. We talked about this thing yesterday extensively, right? Okay, just to go back a little bit. We talked about this thing yesterday. Why you need to do research, right? Okay. Today we are going to talk about the research itself. The research itself. You need to plan for a research, right? You need to plan for it. It's not something that you just wake up from slumber one day, then you start doing the research. You need to strategize, right? In terms of what you need to do. You need to look at the environment and be able to identify what the problem is. Do you understand what I mean? Because in most cases, you do a research either to take advantage of an opportunity or to find a solution to a problem. Do you understand what I mean? Right. So, to start with, you need to be able to identify the problem, right? What the problem is. Then you formulate what we call hypothesis. That is a preliminary explanation of the problem. Okay. See what I'm talking about? Element of the process. 2.2, right? 2.2. We say the way in which a research process is planned and conducted can be of a great help. Right. Then we said can be of a great help to an entrepreneur. It forces him or her to ask specific questions. These questions ensure that data is collected correctly. Right. Because you need to formulate your research problems. Right. What you set out to do. Right. Or what is the existing problem that you are trying to find solution to by researching on it. Do you understand? Or it could be you want to know more about the problem. You see, so you identify a specific problem that you need to focus on. We said the research process help entrepreneur to specify the information needed, right? Because once you are able to identify the problem, then it will help to inform you in terms of the type of information that you needed, right? What does it mean? It inform you the type of information that you are going to require ask people. That will help you to formulate your questionnaire. Because if I know what I need, then I can be based on that. It will help me to formulate my questions. Right. For example, I want to know if the price I'm going to charge for my product is reasonable, whether the customers will be interested. Right? I need that type of information. So it will help me to ask the questions that are related to that. Does it make sense to you? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Right. Then we say it will help the entrepreneur to design the method for obtaining the information. Right. Knowing first the problem in the marketplace or in the environment, you've identified it, it will help you to know, we say, first of all, the information needed. Right. Now, the second one is it will help you to know the methods that you need to employ the right method to collect the information. Understands it? Right. Because there are different methods you can use. Right? Knowing what you want will help you, right, to know how you need to collect those information, which method you need to use. For example, I told you you can use a questionnaire, or you can do a survey, right, by administering questionnaires, right. You can do one-on-one interview, right. You can conduct informal research, right. How does informal go? Informal is unstructured, right. You can just walk into the market of to people, then you start chatting with them. They will not know that you are interviewing them. They will not know that you are collecting information from them. That is informal. If it is survey, you use questionnaire. That one is structured. Obviously, when you are using a survey, it's different from informal in the sense that informal is something that is casual. The questions you're going to be posing are not questions to be written down. You just chatting, right? But the one for questionnaires, you need to write it down, right? We call it structured questions, right? And it depends on how, there are different ways that you can formulate a questionnaire, right? There are questionnaires, there are certain questions that we call closed questions, closed-ended questions, where you ask somebody a question like yes or no, right? Or you provide them options, right? Or you provide them the opportunity to express their opinion, right? Then it will help you to identify the type of research to be done, right? Whether you do survey or interview or casual or informal research, right? Or focus group or experiment. All those are different form of research. I told you about focus group yesterday, right? Didn't I mention to you what a focus group, how you use a focus group to collect information? Do you know what is a focus group? Okay. Focus group, it works like this. That means you don't watch the video, man. Those things are already in the video. Okay, it works like this. I said you can use a questionnaire. You know how questionnaire work, right? You design it, perhaps, you know, you print it out. If you want to administer it manually, then you administer it, you distribute it, right? Then, if you want to use electronics, right, you make use of the computer. There are these several software now that you can use to design a questionnaire. You can even use WhatsApp. You know, you can do a survey. Use the WhatsApp to do a survey. Do you know about it? You must come to me, I'll show you how to use WhatsApp to do a survey. Last week, I used a survey, WhatsApp to do a survey. I sent that WhatsApp message to people not even in this country. How many countries? About 11, 12 countries, right? The people I was working with, right? I did the survey, used this WhatsApp. I sent it to them. They responded because I was to facilitate a training online. Then I asked them, will you be present? Because I've already scheduled the date. I asked them, I was trying to establish from them whether they will be able to attend. Then they responded, right? From Senegal, from Kenya, there's one in United States, there are two in United States, then from all over. They responded. And on Saturday, I facilitated the training. They were all there, different countries. You see, with digital, things are becoming much more easier. I'm here, I'm training people in overseas. You know, I use WhatsApp to send, to do the survey. But the training, I use, you know what we call Team or Zoom. You can use that one to do training. Then people in overseas, they connect with you, right? We'll be talking, seeing you there, just like normal training, digital, you know. Yeah. So what I was saying, it will help you to identify the type of research to be done. Okay, focus group. I was explaining focus group to you. Focus group, it works like this. Right. Focus group, you put 5 or 8 people together in a group, depends on the size of the group. Right? You start posing questions to them. They will be responding. Right? Then you will be writing down. Yourself must be a moderator. You moderate them. You know why you need to moderate them? Because there are certain people they like to talk too much. If you have people like that like to talk too much, they will like to dominate others. And you don't want that. You want to hear from each and every one of them. The opinion from each and every one of them matters. So you must make sure that you moderate them. If you see somebody that is talking too much, you say it's all right. For example, if you are in a focus group, I know you're going to like to dominate. Then I will tell you, cool it down. Give chances to others. Do you understand what I mean? So that is focus group. Why focus group is good? One, they can ask you in the exam. It saves time, right? Because if you are to be interviewing 20 people, right? One on one, you know how long it's going to take you? Let's say 30 minutes for one person. 30 times 20, 600 minutes. It's a lot, right? If I'm not mistaken. But if it is focus group, you put them together, 5 in a group, right? You spend 20 minutes here, you spend 20 times 500. You see the saving, you save time. Can you see the picture of what I'm saying? You got it. Yeah, you're saving time. Right. Another good stuff of a focus group is this. You will be able to get correct facts from them. You know why? Because if it is one-on-one, they can tell you lies. Do you understand what I mean? Because between me and you can tell me lies I wouldn't know. Right? But if I group you together, if one is talking like the other one is saying, no, it's not like that. You understand what I mean? So you can be able to extract current information, factual information. That is another good advantage of a focus group. Besides the fact that it saves time, it can help you to get correct information. Right. Okay, let's talk about the disadvantage. One of the disadvantages is this. For example, there are certain people that are shy, right? They don't like to talk in presence of other people. Do you understand what I mean? So if you have people like that in your group, that means you will not be able to get the information from them. And some people will now perhaps might feel intimidated to talk in presence of others. Most especially if you are dealing on sensitive issues. Sensitive, things that are sensitive. People will say, I don't want this guy to know that I'm the one saying so. You see what I mean? So that is a focus group. Then you can do an experiment. Experiment is another type of, it's another method that you can use to collect information. Do you understand? You said, if I do this, what is going to happen? If I introduce these things, what's going to be the result? That's why you control the environment as well as the variables. Right. So we've got survey using questionnaire, we got interview one-on-one, right? We got focus group, we got experiment. Okay, let me explain to you observation. It's another way of collecting information, right? How does that one work? You just walk in and start observing, look, watching what is happening. People will not know, right? That you are collecting information. You just come like an agent of FBI or CIA. Nobody knows. KGB, the mosaic, like a security guy. Then you start watching. Then you are collecting information. When you watch my video, you will see a good example that I gave of one guy that is a manager in Spa, right? You know what this guy used to do? There is a spa close to Pick and Pen, not so far away, and it's a throw stone away. You know what I mean by a throw stone in English? When they say something is a throw stone away, it means it's not far away, right? A throw stone away, that is not far away. That is an idiomatic expression in English, British English, right? So this guy, you know what he used to do? He used to go to Pick and Pay. You will think that is a customer who wants to buy something. He will be checking the shelves to see the items that are not there. He will write down the names. Then he will go and buy those things, put in his shop in Spa. Now, when customer goes to Pick and Pay, those things are not there, then they're gonna go to Spa. Then they will find those things there. And himself gonna put a high price because he knows it's not on the other side. So how was he able to collect information? Try to help him to improve on his business. It's by observation, going there to observe. Do you understand what I mean? You can as well use observation to establish the buying pattern of people. Right? You got a job, you're gonna work as a manager, you're gonna be watching people, what they are buying most, where they are going, if they come in, the direction that they always go. Then you can even put all those items, small items there. Then you can be able to extract certain information that can help you to improve on your business. Right? You must be smart when you are doing business. That is why I told you yesterday. These days, for you to make it, it's not a matter of how hardworking you are, but how smart you are. You must be very smart, right? But when I say you must be smart, don't get me wrong, right? Don't do things that will make you step, don't try to step on another person's toes. You know how to step on another person's toes? When you infringe the right of another person, it's not right. Or do something that is legit. Right? You understand what I mean? So then it will help you to determine the time span for finishing the research process. Right? Then as well, collect and process the information, you analyze the result and make a decision. Because when you go out for survey, you need to, for example, if you are using a questionnaire, you give them questionnaires, right? They respond, you collect the questionnaires, then you sit down, you analyze it, right? After analyzing it, you must make a report for people to be able to understand the result, what you've obtained from your research. Then we say research helps entrepreneurs to determine and solve problems, identify market opportunity, and make decisions. Right? It helps because when you do your research, you will be able to know, right, what existing problem is, and it will help you to know how to find solution to that problem. Right? It will help you to as well establish where there are opportunities, to know the opportunities that are available. You understand what I mean? It's very important. Research is very important. You know why African countries are backward, right? It's not that we got no resources. We got abundant resources. We are blessed, but we don't. Why is it that any new innovation is coming from overseas? Why we don't do it, right? Look at this Uber, Bolt, right? All these digital applications, all are coming from overseas. Does it mean that we are not intelligent? Are we not studying the same book? Huh? We got people with higher qualification, but the thing is that we don't focus on research and development. We must give priority to research and development. So, guys, next time we're gonna continue from here. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Have a nice day. Right? Okay. Ciao, ciao.